That's more than one question. No, I'm just kidding. No. The Fatal Four-Way, I think that I had on NXT with the Four Horsewomen would be a main event to have, especially in Orlando, the home of NXT. Whether it happens this year or not, I don't know, but I do know that is a goal that we all have, and I know that we will not stop working for that position. Yeah.
Bailey or Sasha? Who do you prefer? For what?
I prefer Becky Lynch.
I have to ask. Sorry.
Thank you. Definitely a mixed blessing. But when I first started, it was so hard for me to, really understand what he meant to the business and how hard it was going to be for me as a talent to find, my own character. And then, not really until I got on the main roster was I like, okay, I have to own this because, you just can't, 1 minute be wooing and strutting and then, or acknowledging that he is your dad. And then when they made him my manager, it was just, it came a time where I was just like, okay, you have to own this and you have to own who you are. But, with him also being my dad, it makes me work that much harder because you always kind of have that chip on your shoulder that people don't think that you earned it because of your last name. And that's something that I'll probably fight within myself for my entire career. But it got me where I was in the last 4 years, so it's awesome. In terms of asking him for advice, he's my dad, so he gets on my nerves. So I'm like, no, Dad, stop. So I probably, I go to our producers, like people like Arn Anderson, Fit Finley, Norman Smiley, Sarah Del Rey. But he's not there on the road with me anymore. So when I get done with a match, he'll like send me a text like, that was awesome. I'm like, thanks, Dad.
Is it hardest for women to be a wrestler?
I don't think it's harder. I just think that the pressure to deliver and the pressure to, prove that we can put on the same kind of matches that men, just looking past that, these are women. Like, no, it shouldn't matter the gender. But I think that's slowly, I think getting better week by week, that people aren't like, okay, this is a women's match. It's a match.
Would you like to wrestle guys?
Well, I had my first mixed tag on Raw, and Jericho was my partner. I'm indifferent. It's, if they let us, then that's great. If they don't, then there's a reason. I mean, I think I could take most of the guys. I think that over the years, all the women have had the capability, God bless you, to put on stellar matches. What makes, a story so good is you have to be given the time to tell that story. And that's what's, really making the difference right now, is they're giving us the opportunity to tell stories, whether it's, backstage promos, whether it's, the vignettes, having the time on television to tell the story. You can't send 2 people out there and give them 3 minutes and expect this spectacular story. There's a build. So I think that there have been plenty of women, beautiful women, who have only been given credit for their looks, who had the ability to tell these same stories, but they just weren't given the opportunity that we're, given. And that's because the fans were demanding it for us. And that's really what it's boiled down to.